You're going to struggle a lot if you talk too much. A lot of the times when I'm out with individuals that I've been with before, a lot of times we're hanging out and they'll tell me about stories of their current dating life. And the main thing I'll notice from every conversation is that the guys that want them are always talking way too much. They're not seeing the woman enough. They're not actually being in front of her too much. They're just texting or calling on the phone, and you guys are trying to convince. You're doing way too much trying to convince somebody to be attracted to you. And this is not what I do. And a lot of times, I'll even get to the point now where I will straight up tell the woman that I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to be texting you a lot or all day because I'd rather just see you. Sometimes I go ahead and just tell them that so they know what it is. They don't, if you're listening to the video to understand my way of doing things, this is just what works best long term, is because attraction does have more effectiveness when there's silence in between. There has to be some silence, there has to be some absence. So you have to be secure. You cannot be insecure in this work for you. There's points where I've been hanging around some of these women that I've had already been with, but we're not in a relationship. And they'll tell me about the stories of guys that are trying to get with them. And all I'll do is laugh all the time. When I see, especially I've been around attractive women that tell me stories about guys trying to get them, I just laugh. They'll wonder why I'm laughing. And I'll use arrogance to help the situation. I'll say, look, if the guy wants to know how to get you, all he has to do is pay me. I'll tell him exactly what to do if he wants you. I don't want to get into very mundane conversation of how your day's been, how you've been doing. I don't actually care about that, so I'm not going to ask and pretend. It has to lead to things that we are going to potentially do together. So women need to be away from you. They need to not hear from you in order to add to the attraction level they have for you. Most guys think the more I talk to her, the more I convince her and say the cool and slick and funny things, the more she's going to be attracted to me. This is somewhat true only if you have a balance. That means you have to have a balance of doing this and a balance of taking your presence away. It's literally in the 48 laws of power. I don't remember the exact sentence it has in there, but they tell you that your absence is used to increase the effectiveness of your presence. It doesn't say it that exact same way, but that's the way I'm going to interpret it for you. Talk less. You need to see her more. That means when you're reaching out, have something idea that is going to give you a reason to see her and make your conversation structured on that. And do not engage in small talk through text at all. Do not ask about how their day was. None of that stuff. Do not even flirt a whole lot in text. You can throw maybe one or two things out there every now and then, but it should be days between you texting that person. It shouldn't be every single day if you are not even sure if they like you yet. And once they like you, a lot of guys mess up by talking too much because eventually you're going to say something and it's going to lower the level of attraction she has for you because you're probably going to be doing too much now to keep up the attraction. You should just be able to set up times that you're going to see each other. Most of your conversation should come from when you are actually seeing each other. Most of your flirtation should come from when you're actually seeing each other, because this is the incentive to continue to see you, is that they're not going to get most of that stuff unless they are around you in person. They're not going to be get the benefit of your energy unless they are around you. So now they are incentivized to be around you more. Guys don't understand this. They think that they're just going to seduce someone through a phone. And you can to a degree, but even if you seduce someone through a phone, what's the end thing that you have to do? You have to see them to even capitalize on that. So the big key here is stop all this talking, stop all this texting, see them, give them the good energy then, give them the flirting then, give them all that stuff then, and you will have a lot more success.